about Music Booster fundraising. So, as you know, the Music Boosters has a lot of fundraising to provide funds and other things for the music activities here at school. So I'm just talking about some of the fundraising that is coming up. So tomorrow, if you would like to sleep on a cloud, we have a mattress sale happening in the high school gym tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So get yourself a nice mattress to hurt that back, or to help that back. Let's see, next Saturday, so March 15th, we will be hosting the first Fire and Ice Jamboree at the Lake City Sportsman's Club from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's gonna get real, so come on over. And this event will feature local musicians from our band and choral program, as well as alumni Victor Holland, Don and Connie Moyer, and Ryan Sullivan. The Fire and Ice Festival will. And you can get your tickets tonight. I believe there's a table out in the foyer as you came in. Tickets are $20, so get them. It's going to be quite a time. And while you're here, you might as well buy a candy bar or two for $1. So thank you for supporting the music program, and enjoy the show. They're coming on here shortly. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lincoln High School Spring Band Concert. I am Ariana Wright, and I am proud to be the superintendent here at Lake City Public Schools. You have chosen well this Friday evening, as this concert is going to be absolutely amazing. This is an epic night, so well done, everybody. Best Friday night ever. And thank you for your strong support of our student musicians and the arts within our community. March is Music in Our Schools Month. The nationwide celebration emphasizes the significance of music education and its profound impact on our students' development. Through music, our students learn creativity, discipline, and collaboration, skills that resonate both on and off the stage. We are honored tonight to host Derek Brown, a trailblazing saxophonist renowned for his innovative beatbox sax style. Derek's unique approach combines the elements of jazz, classical, and funk music, creating a mesmerizing fusion of sounds. His performances have captivated audiences worldwide, and his dedication to redefining the saxophone's possibilities serve as an inspiration to both aspiring and seasoned musicians alike. Derek Brown is similar to all of you and all of you students in that his parents are also in the audience tonight, all the way from Michigan. So I know, isn't that awesome? It's so fun. So your kids are never too old for you to go and watch them perform. That's just the fun of it all. This evening's event has been made possible through the generous support of the Southeastern Minnesota Arts Council. We also extend gratitude to the Lake City Music Boosters for their support of Mr. Brown's residency. He's been in residency for 2 days with our students. Performed last night at Port 104 with Loudmouth Brass. It's just been a wonderful couple of days of music making here in Lake City. And we are really excited that our students had access to these exceptional musical opportunities through these grants. Before we start the performance, I want to remind you to silence anything that can ring or ding, and refrain from using flash photography. Thank you for joining us this evening and for celebrating the arts in our schools. Lake City schools have an amazing, just an exceptional musical program district-wide. And tonight, our amazing student musicians will showcase their talents. Leading these awesome students is Director of Bands, Mr. Eric Stashak. Please join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Greetings and welcome to our 2025 spring concert, our spring instrumental band concert. My apologies right there. It's so great having you here this evening celebrating the arts, live music, and of course our outstanding musicians here at Lake City Lincoln High School. This first ensemble that you see on the stage is our Lake City Junior Band, composed of students in 7th and 8th grade. These students meet about 2 to 3 times a week, and oh my gosh, we have so much fun every single time that we rehearse, and they have grown so much as musicians, but also more importantly, as people. We have each and every single day we laugh, we make music, and we create a really good sense of community. Our next number that we're going to be playing for you is going to change from the intensity of that first piece you heard and bring us to a little bit more calmness in this next piece called Gentle River. We hope you enjoy. So as I mentioned earlier, we're absolutely having a blast this year. And that is a lot of support that comes from our community, but especially parents. Parents, thank you so much for choosing band here at Lake City Public Schools. Without your support and your encouragement, I don't think that we would have this many students on stage. And it's incredible because every student contributes in one way or another, whether they are in the percussion section, if they are in the brass section or the woodwinds, or if they're the best bassoon player that I've ever heard in my entire life. We got some really great students. So parents, please keep encouraging your students to be in band because this stage is going to be massive when these students get to senior band. And I have a little bit of a secret I have to share with you. When I was in 5th grade, I wanted to quit band. When I was in 6th grade, I wanted to quit band. I like these guys over here. When I was in 7th grade, when I was in 8th grade, and even when I was in 9th grade, I just kept telling my mom, I'm done, I just don't want to do this, I don't get it. But then 10th grade happened, and it was like, it clicked. And I found my people, I found where I belonged, and I see this already with our junior band, with our cadet band, with our senior bands. This is where these students belong, here making music, because this is what it's all about, right? This is how we create community. This is why Lake City is such a tight group. When you can go to any restaurant, you can go to any business, and people are happy and friendly because we support the arts. Because when you're an artist, whether you're active or you're an audience member, that's how we create that community. So parents, take it from me, from a kid who wanted to quit every single year, keep your students in band because this is how we get to the next step as not just musicians, but also as people. So parents, thank you so much for all of your support. I greatly appreciate it. Our next number that we are performing, our final number for our junior band before we make our transition to cadet band, is a very fun piece called Cataclysm of the Cosmos. A little bit of a theme that we had going on was, hey, brace for impact because this concert is going to be a concert to remember. And then we wanted to slow it down, but now we're bringing it up to the cosmic level. So we hope you enjoy. brief transition to welcome our Cadet Band on stage. All right, so this is our Cadet Band Ensemble. This is composed of students in 8th grade and 9th grade. Just like our junior band, they meet every other day, usually about twice, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on which week it is, and if there are or not, or if there are or are not any snow days. So this group is absolutely phenomenal as well, taking musicianship to the next level. These guys are just incredible, incredible people. And we stay really, really busy as well here in the music program. Last week, we hosted our 29th annual Lake City Middle School Band Festival. We had both our junior band and cadet band perform. So these guys both groups are playing a lot of music. And what's really cool about this ensemble, although they're not rehearsing the pep band music that we do when we travel with the band program, we have a number of students who are already stepping up and wanting to be at that next level, playing music that the high school wind ensemble is typically playing when we travel for our pep bands, of which, speaking of being busy, tomorrow, as Max mentioned, we have our fruit fundraiser. I'll be here at 6 a.m., and then we have our mattress fundraiser. I'll be there taking a nap. And then we'll be traveling out to Rochester at the Civic Center, where we'll be supporting our boys basketball team at the semifinals against Cannon Falls. We'll be leaving here, or our students will be arriving around 4:30. We'll be departing around 4:45. So parents, please encourage your students to be part of this outstanding music process that we have here at Lake City. Our next number that we're going to be playing for you is a piece called Tripwire. We hope you enjoy. All right, so as musicians, we know how to count to 4 normally. I do my best with that, and sometimes we're lucky that we get to count higher than 4. Like I said, this is not a math class. But this next number is a piece by Michael Orr called Crossroads, and we will have a lot of transitions from being in 3/4 to 4/4 to 5/4. Who knew that counting to 5 was ever so challenging? But these students are doing an outstanding job. So thank you again, and we hope you enjoy our final selection with the Cadet Band, Crossroads. All right, we'll have another brief transition as we welcome our wind ensemble on stage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your very own Lake City Wind Ensemble. All right, everybody, so this is our very own Lake City Wind Ensemble, and these students are incredible. It is an absolute gift to be their teacher and make music with them every single day. It is just the best thing ever. I'm really giddy about it, if you can or can't tell. But these students really are wonderful. They are absolute leaders in the band program. As I mentioned just a little bit ago, we had our middle school band festival, and besides the emails that I sent out, we had a whole crew of students, like 11 or 12 of them, who were pretty much running the day for me because we had our junior band perform, we had our cadet band perform, and the senior band did also a performance on that evening or that school day as well. And I don't really think I did a whole bunch besides say thank you a lot. These students are absolutely the pinnacle of our band program, and it comes from years to get here. And these students have hung on every step of the way, which is really awesome because if you put that much time into something, why would you let go? Why would you ever let go of it just to do something else? Music is where it's at. And I'm so glad that these students are able to find that passion and make it happen. Our next number is titled The Grace in Being. And Julie Giroux, when she composed this piece, it was meant to acknowledge the gift that we have of life, to experience each and every moment and not take anything for granted. As I was doing an airport run recently, I'll talk about that in just a little bit, I had a friend who came along with me, and we had some really deep, meaningful conversations about what it means to be able to experience and enjoy every single moment. And as someone who has lost very close people to me way too soon, way too fast over these past 5 years, I've really sat down and acknowledged how precious each moment is. So I'm also glad this is not the last concert of the school year, because that's going to be a really hard one to say goodbye to the seniors. But these students are great. And a lot of people are like, holy cow, Mr. Sashik, you're busy. You need to stop doing stuff. But honestly, I don't know when my time's going to come, and I want to make sure that I live life to the fullest just for these students to be able to experience something that they couldn't get anywhere else if they weren't in the music program. So students, thank you so much for hanging on. Parents, thank you so much for encouraging these students to be able to experience what it's like to be a musician, but also a person, to experience the grace in being. Okay, that was absolutely gorgeous. These students really have the emotion to take this concert to the next level. And I'm so proud of them. And that is why we're about to do something very, very special this evening. I think each and every one of you know why there are all these microphones. And in case if you're not, you are in for the concert of your life. It was about 2016. I remember some evening I was sitting at home and there's this website, it was called The Daily What. I don't think it's around anymore. They don't post on it fairly often. I haven't checked in years if it was anyway. And they post like, hey, here's something cool that happens in the world. Here's something cool. And it's a way to get a news source. Of course, now I'm a little bit more on TikTok these days. I promise I do other things than that as well. But there's this gentleman who was playing saxophone and doing these really cool percussive sound effects and was also singing at the same time. And it blew my mind. I was just like, how in the world could someone be that creative to create a brand new style of music? And I was captivated by it. Now, I'm a classically trained clarinetist. So that means I used to be very much, I'm a clarinet, here we go, everybody. But after seeing that video, it absolutely transformed me. And it led me to other music ensembles of that genre, where I found a gentleman named Leo P, who's in a group called Lucky Chops, which then inspired me to start Loudmouth Brass, which then inspired me to start performing music, but not just perform music, but also change who I was as a teacher, where I knew I could give students an experience that was captivating and mind-blowing. And that has been a turnkey of where our program has evolved into these days. And this gentleman became a quick hero of mine, where I was just, anytime he posted, I was just there on his YouTube channel, be like, oh man, this is so awesome, how cool is this? And then 3 years ago, I had a chance to hear him perform live. And that's after my group put out a couple of recordings. We were on Spotify. That's not about me, but we were on Spotify. This is why I wanted to say that, because I heard him perform live, and even though I've been on all these different venues and recordings, I felt like a 5th grader to his musicianship, and it was the coolest thing ever. And since seeing that performance, I was just like, wow, I gotta get this guy to Lake City. He needs to be with these students, the person who started all of this. The reason why our program is at the level that it is, he was the turnkey. And this evening, we get to celebrate that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with my greatest pleasure to welcome a hero of mine, and after these last 2 days, I think it's safe to say, also a very close friend. Please give me a very warm welcome to the one, the only, Derek Brown. Give it up for Alan Kemper and our tenor saxophone. Okay, everybody, so this is the part where I get to transition from being on the microphone and introduce or have Derek say a few words. Now, Derek, where did you fly in from a couple days ago?
Well, Eric, I flew in from LA. Funny, thanks for asking. Nice segue there. Hey, everybody, wow, it's so great to be here. How about these bands we've heard tonight? Oh my gosh. That was so much fun. And that was a premiere of that piece. I've written that for a jazz band, and Mr. Stashik himself arranged that for the big band. So a big round of applause for Mr. Stashik for doing that. This has been a whirlwind of a trip. I flew in late 2 nights ago from LA, and then immediately 0 hour, of course, like my middle school jazz band days. Working with the jazz bands, working with all the bands. I did like 4 or 5 master classes. Did a performance, played with your brass band. And I'll admit, before this, I actually I was almost losing my voice, and I'll be honest, I was almost kind of dreading just the experience, but from the beginning, it has just been so much fun. For real. I could get emotional because it's just been a joy working with this man. As you guys know, he is I am getting emotional. You guys have a treasure here. So keep it going. This has been awesome. And then these students have been nothing but joy working with them. So I feel like I'm even healthier than when I originally came, even though I've been talking nonstop and playing nonstop. That's what music does. That's what good people do. So I'm gonna keep going with some music because he mentioned I do this thing called beatbox sax, this solo saxophone thing. And I thought, is it okay if I play a beatbox sax thing for you guys? Okay. Check, check, check. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna do probably the tune that you first saw of me back in the alley, Eric. This is one that, I did this many years ago. When I was in high school, I was in a punk rock cover band, and I used to play the guitar and sing. And ever since doing the saxophone more seriously, I've always wondered, I wonder if it's possible to sing and play the sax. So I'm gonna do that for you guys right now with a tune, the classic oldies tune, Stand By Me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me, singing, darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Just stand by me. Stand by me. That we look upon should crumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, yeah. 'Cause I won't cry, no, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Sing it if you know it. Singing, darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Just stand by me. Stand by me. I was telling Eric, I have a theme from this weekend. Good people that I'm going to remember. My main memories of Lake City are going to be good people and lots of water. That's the one thing that's been keeping my throat okay. But all right, we're going to do something that maybe we've never done here before. I've actually only done this probably one time, and it was with a college band. So never with a high school before. We are going to present a new composition for you with the Lake City saxophones. And why don't they come out right now? Give it up for these bold sax players. we can make our way over. And the reason I'm saying they're bold is because they, nor I, know what we're going to play. We titled this Improvisation Number 1. Oh, awesome. Yeah.
And I also have another gentleman, sorry for interrupting, Derek. I have another gentleman that I'm going to introduce to the stage as well. Also a very close friend of mine. His name, oh boy, I want to ham this guy up really big. So it was, boy, I think right out of COVID, we were doing a whole bunch of musicianship here in Lake City, and I wanted to give students an experience where they could see where you could go if you're going to see music beyond high school. And I had this gentleman come into the Lake City High School. He did a performance for our students. He has played with our jazz groups before, and he's also subbing in with Loudmouth Brass on the regular. And then at our jazz concert on April 26th, he's also going to be one of our featured soloists. A very close friend of mine. Please welcome to the stage, Tyler Upham.
All right, so what we're about to do with the sax players, we've had a couple of sessions where we got together just to talk about improvising, experiment with things, talking about the idea of ostinatos or bass lines or certain scales. And so you'll see some of the students will be looking at like just a couple of notes, like some possible scales that we might use. But other than that, there's no plan with this. So we're just gonna see what happens. I might do a little bit of directing. There might be some pretty stuff, there might be some ugly stuff, hopefully, right? But no matter what, there's gonna be some adventurous stuff. So give it up for these. A lot of these students, again, have probably never done something like this, so let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, improvisation number 1. improvisation number 1 with the Lake City Saxophones. Give a round of applause. Okay, let's keep going. I think we have 2 more songs for you guys. All right, this one's called Hoping for the Best.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Brown. My goodness, that's phenomenal. Let's give a round of applause for Allison, and for Nils, and for Andrew as well. Beautiful work, my goodness. All right, so like I've been saying, this concert this year has been splendid making music. And we're not done just yet. So as I mentioned earlier, it was a dream to bring in Derek, and having him here in residency is absolutely phenomenal. And it wouldn't be possible without the support of the CMAC grant, especially our Lake City Music Boosters. And of course, all the support that we get from ISC 813, including support from our superintendent and our principal and all the administration. Without their supports, none of this, absolutely none of this would be possible. So these students have just been splendid. Now I'm going to share a quick small story before our last number. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. At the end of this concert, we're going to invite everyone to take some group photos together, of course, because it's 2025, and if you didn't take a photo, and you don't post it on social media, did it really happen? Well, of course it did, but you get to brag about it to all of your friends, right? So we'll stay back, we'll grab a couple photos, and in the foyer, Derek is also selling a handful of his CDs as well. I think he has a limited stock, so make sure that you get there sooner than later, and then he'll also be around to sign autographs as well at the end of the concert. So please support Derek and his endeavors as he's here at Lake City in residency. And actually, we were talking earlier. We would like to bring him back down the road. What do you think, everybody? Should we bring Derek back here in a few years? Once again, it's been an absolutely wonderful time making music with all the kids and bringing Derek in. So as I said before, the band is very busy. Next Tuesday, we travel to St. Charles for a large group band contest, where we'll be performing some really cool music. Two of the pieces you heard early in the concert, and then the final piece that we're going to be putting on this evening's performance. I really felt last year was the pinnacle of the band program. We performed a Category 1 piece, which is a very challenging, long story short, it's just a challenging piece of music. And it was called Deus Ex Machina, where we brought in subwoofers and we had electronics, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And then I graduated so many seniors, and I felt like, yeah, that might have been the capstone of the band program. And as I got into this year, I knew that the seniors, all of the students, our juniors, our sophomores, our freshmen, our 8th grade, and our 7th grade, I knew that they had it in them. But I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe we make this year just a little bit of a relaxing year. We're not going to do too much. Keep it easy. And then we had our first performance was a pep band. And then we had another pep band. And I always wonder who's going to be at those because everyone's busy, right? Everyone's so busy in their lives. And this band program gives so much to the school. More than anybody really recognizes. It's honestly, for the students, it can be a full-time job. But they're volunteering. They're giving back to the community. And as I said earlier, that's what makes Lake City so great. Because our students recognize that we come together as one community to have a better life as a whole. And so we had more pep bands, and we kept going, and then we got our concert music for the winter performance, winter holiday concert, and I was stunned at how well they performed that music and how well they played. And then it was somewhere maybe November, I had this crazy idea. I thought, well, if they're doing this good now, maybe we do another challenging piece of music. But it can't be just any challenging piece of music, junior band. Let's step it up a little bit, because I think they can handle it. Because as mentioned earlier, this group, especially this group of seniors, they're the leaders. They've made all of this happen. There are so many times where these students have helped me out because it's a busy job. It's a very busy job. Do I sleep a lot? No. 4 hours a night. That's usually my go-to. Lots of coffee is how I get through. And these students stepped up at a level I never thought they could. And so it was November, and I bought this piece of music. It was called Arabesque by Samuel R. Hazo. And I went back and forth. I had so many conversations with you guys like, should we play this? Should we not play this? This is like way harder than anything we've ever seen before. We don't even know half the notes on this page. We got to learn them. And then as we kept going along, and everyone's just like, dude, let's go for it. Sashik, stop doubting us. We're going to make this happen. And as soon as I heard that, I was just like, of course. The trust, the believe in the me that believes in the you. And they believed in me, and I believed in them. And we took it to the next level. Tonight we're going to perform an incredibly beautiful piece of music that has been an absolutely joy and a journey rehearsing it. And it's bittersweet because we make music not to perform, but just to do it. And concerts are that capstone where, although fortunately we get to play it just a couple more days, but after Tuesday, we'll sadly put the piece away and we'll move on to our next series of music, which makes music so precious, so beautiful, why we have to be in the moment, that grace in being. And so now, it is with my greatest pleasure for us to play our final piece of music, Arabesque by the Lake City Wind Ensemble. Thank you all so much, and we wish you a wonderful evening. Hey, stay back and let's grab some photos, and we'll turn our lights on here in just 1 second. All right, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening.